Well, hello everyone, my name is Red Passek, FlyFish Fanatic, and welcome to my tying bench. Today, early season means chironomids. So I'm going to tie a kind of a bloodworm, gunmetal type holographic chironomid that I've been using for quite a few years. So stop screwing around, let's get her done. In the vise today, Hends BL 550 in a size 12, clink hammer. I love these clink hammer style hooks for chironomids. I've got a 1/8 flat black bead. I'm going to be using some black wire in a small. I'm going to be using some Semperfli Holo Tinsel in 132 in red. And I'm going to be using some window tint pre-cut. If you guys are looking for a really good quality window tint pre-cut, make sure you get a hold of this young lady, Heidi Berry. I'm going to see if I can get that closer. You can get a better shot of the number and all that. There you go. She's really good. She's got many different colors. This one just happens to be the kind of the gray silver in a 0.75 mil. She makes them in different sizes. They're great, and they come packaged nicely. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing. Okay. So and I'll be using a little bit of Antron for the gill. So we'll start off with some. I like using white NanoSilk. Okay, the reason I like using white is, first of all, it doesn't really get seen that much. Plus, I can always just hit it with a felt pen if I need to color it. And I don't want underbody darkness, right? I don't want that to show through this one. It won't anyway. I mean, the red goes over top, but. So a little bit of the Antron, not worried about how far past it is at this time. Just gonna catch it in right behind the eye. Get 5-6 wraps in there. Make sure it's on top. Cut it off on a bit of an angle. Just tie that down. Trying to keep it on the top as best you can. Doesn't really matter because it's all gonna get covered. I go back to about there. Give her a real quick little whip finish. Cut that off. Bring your bead forward. Tie your thread back on. Cut off your rat's tail tag. And then you can figure out roughly how long you'd like your gills. About there. That's how I like measuring. Sometimes I don't. But I like doing that, going back over the bead and then cutting it at the end of the bead. It just gives me a reference to keep them roughly the same all the time. Now I'm just going to come back all the way around the bend here with my NanoSilk. And then back, just open turns. So first, tie in the window tint. Second, tie in the black wire. Just like holding that on the side. Oh, pop the black wire out, didn't have it tight enough. There we go. Like kind of holding this black wire fairly tight. I think that's why I pulled it out there, because I didn't have it tied in all the way. Okay, all the way back, all the way forward. Make sure that's nicely tied in. Gonna get a bit of a taper going here. So I'm just going back and forth, getting a bit of that taper, flattening my thread a bit. I have to figure something out with this camera here. I don't know, maybe some of you viewers out there might know. So when I'm tying like this, looks perfect. I got it perfectly focused, but as soon as I do this, it isn't, right? and that's because I'm using this the type of vise I guess that I'm using, because it's not staying, it's changing its forward and back away from the vise, from the camera. So maybe maybe I can't do anything about it. But if you got any camera guys out there know, hey, give me a PM, let me know. I'd like to improve that a bit. So now I'm tying in my red Holo tinsel. Bring that all the way back. Right back to where I tied in those, stopped with this other two. And come forward again. Build up just a little bit more up at the front here. Okay. Now I'm going to take my red and just, I like doing touching to slightly overlapping. I don't like overlapping too much. Don't want to get this too thick. Just take your time. This stuff, because the NanoSilk underneath is a little on the slippery side, and this stuff's a little slippery, so you just want to take your time, make sure you don't miss too much. And bring it right up to the head here. Okay. Okay. Nip that off. Same with the wire. With the wire, I'm actually going to go the opposite way. I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap. Tell I'm pulling really tight with that. I want it nice and tight, right? So I'm not too worried about what this looks like right behind the head here. There we go. Now take my window tint, and I'm going to go the same way I went with the wire, and I'm going to follow that wire right up against that wire. Grab my magnifier just to make sure I'm actually getting right beside it. There we go. Tie that off. Nip that down. Give myself a whip finish here. I'm not done yet. I'm just giving it a whip finish because I want to change thread. Because I want to put a bit of a hot spot on this one. So it depends on what kind of hot spot you want. And of course, no, I can use that one. The material that you use. It's totally up to you which kind of hot spot, what kind of color you want to go with. I'm going to go with a nice bright orange here, if I can rethread it, because it came out done, of course, when I want to use it. But take me a second here to rethread. Yeah, I like having hot spots in a lot of my flies. Really like doing it on my Chronomids. I tie a lot of buzzer style, the English buzzer style, and they almost all have hot spots. So I try to incorporate them into my North American style ones as well. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to be using some Semperfli Classic waxed in fluoro red, they call it. I'm just going to put it right in behind there. Now I could have tied the whole thing with this, but then you get a bit more of that red. Actually, with this one, it wouldn't have really mattered because I'm not using anything that's see-through. Any body material, right? So again, I'll just focus that for you guys. There you go. Just gonna just finish that off. Just a little, like I said, just a little bit of a hot spot right behind the head there. Tighten that up. There we go. Looks pretty good. I like the lengths of that antron of the gills. Now a little bit of resin of choice. Mine's Gulf. Is my resin of choice. I really like the the Semperfli resin as well. But I find that with the light I have, it doesn't cure that well. So I actually just got the Semperfli light a couple days ago. So I still haven't tried it yet. I should have maybe tried it with this one, but every light does cure differently, and every UV resin cures different with different lights. So I found this one I picked up off of Amazon. It's just this little cheap little pen style. Works really well for a lot of them. But so just a little bit of UV. I got a little straggler there, but I'll cut that off in a second. Just hit that with a UV light. And there's my little red gunmetal black. I don't know if you want to. It's not really a chromie because it doesn't have a lot of that chrome to it. But let's see if I can get that off with my tweezers. That's just a little straggle. Got so much material on my desk here. I probably just let it touch. There we go. That's better. Yeah. So there she is. Let's see if I can focus any better for you guys. The lighting any better? Right there. So it's a great little pattern. Works really well, especially from ice off to the start of the warm weather, like mid-June. I find this one works really, really well. So, alrighty. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you subscribed, thank you. If you have not, please consider doing so. We finally reached 1,500 subscribers. So I'm going to be giving away a copy of the Osprey Flybox book probably next weekend, next Sunday. So I'm not sure what the date is. Probably the 12th. No, 13th, the 15th, I think it is. I'll be doing a video, and I need you guys to comment and like on that video, and then everybody that comments and likes will be put into the draw for the Osprey Flybox. Alrighty, tie lines, everyone.